Share screen. Fail.
Traditional business cards are often lost or forgotten. This can lead to missed opportunities and wasted time and money. JavaLogix offers a unique solution. Eco-friendly paperless business cards that are easy to update and share. With our QR code, you can share your card with anyone, anytime, anywhere. It's the easiest way to share your details. Interested in getting one? Click on Get Offer and get your own digital business card today.
Are you looking to grow your wealth through passive real estate investments? Then you can't afford to miss this year's Earn While You Sleep Expo. Here's what you can expect. Gain comprehensive knowledge about various investment options like REITs, land development, and more. Connect with like-minded individuals, potential investment partners, and industry experts. Hear from renowned keynote speakers and real estate advisors who will share their expertise. Learn from real-life success stories and how to mitigate risks in your investments. Stay ahead of the curve with insights into current market trends and opportunities. The event will feature keynote speeches, panel discussions, and an in-depth analysis of popular investment options. And don't forget, attend the event for a chance to win $5,000 towards your real estate portfolio. Seats are limited. Secure yours today and take the first step towards financial freedom. We hope to see you there. It would be our honor to host you.
Welcome to the digital age, where having a website is essential for any business. But with so many devices and screen sizes, how can you ensure your website looks great on every device? Introducing Responsive Website Design. Upgrade to responsive website design today, and give your customers the best online experience possible. With responsive design, your website automatically adjusts to the screen size of the device it's being viewed on. No more zooming in and out, or scrolling left and right. Your website will always look great, no matter the device. Get a free consultation. Contact us today at Mainstream Digicom.
I think for many, the way it's introduced, this idea of third eye, is foreign. But, again, my background being in Christianity, when folk hear me say third eye, and I go, okay, let me break this down. When Jacob climbed the ladder, what did he say? It's the place where I saw Jesus face to face, or God face to face. Where did he see him? Mm-hmm. What's the ladder? The ladder has the same number of rungs as our spinal column. So it is energetically moving up the spinal column to the place where, the spinal cord goes into the brain stem. Yeah. That accesses the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. Yeah. And in the Bible it says, and he called the place pineal. Right. Hello. Right.
Peace, Hotep. Thank you for giving us this opportunity to introduce the OFC. We're grateful to you, God our Creator, and the ancestors for bringing us together. We ask that the spirits of love, light, unity, and wisdom continue to guide us in fulfilling our goals. So what is the OFC? The OFC is an acronym that stands for One Full Circle. We are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. Our slogan? Think of us first for all your community and business needs. For our structure, we are a social economy enterprise. For those who are new to the term, that means that we are a nonprofit organization generating our own revenue to fulfill our mission. Our mission is to empower the melanated community against discrimination and social exclusion by bridging the gap between the French and English-speaking melanated communities, and by providing social and economic stability to our community by providing our members with access to culturally adapted resources and business support. So in other words, We're empowering our members by uniting the French and English-speaking melanated communities and by serving as a culturally adapted 411 and Google for them to access information and receive the support they need to thrive. If you need more information, the next video will explain what to expect when joining the OFC community. Well, this is it. This is the OFC in a nutshell. Think of us first for all your community and your business needs. Peace and much blessings.
Oh, that's nice. That was a younger Pharaoh. Ah. So blessed evening, everybody. I am grateful to life. I'm grateful to God, our creator, and our ancestors for creating this op for us to be able to get together this evening. If you are in the capacity to do so, I definitely encourage you to turn on your cameras. It is Demand Them this evening, and we can discuss some things. I have all kind of awesome tips and tricks. Hey, is our princess in the room as well? Hey, how you doing, princess? Nice having you here with us this evening. So I am Farrah Hammond Freeman, founder and director of the OFC. OFC stands for One Full Circle, and we are the Melanated Community Resource Hub and Network. We are basically a super hub. We have one of the largest business networks on the planet. Just kidding. Within North America, but we're also one of the only organizations that couple individuals as well as business owners in one collective, creating this very powerful ecosystem. This whole thing came to being because of a partnership that we have with BNI. BNI is actually the largest business network on the planet. They have over 300,000 members all over the globe. But BNI is a very disciplined and super structured business and network. They are, so our OFC BNI chapter is considered the top tier of the OFC, but not everybody is interested in being a BNI member, and some business owners are not ready to be BNI members. So hence why we have the OFC, because we are here to help business owners. We're here to help startups to be able to expand, and we're here to help businesses to grow. And then once you are at that point, and if you so choose, then you will be able to benefit from the OFC BNI relationships that we have. One thing that makes us very different than most community networks is that our meetings are open to individuals, students, as well as basically people who are working their 9 to 5s. And because we want to hear from you, like we said, we are a community first. So we do want to create the opportunity for people in the community to just to come as guests to hear what's going on, or to share different things that they have going on within their life experience. What we encourage everybody to do when we get together for our weekly meetings is to share who they are, what they're working on, and most importantly, how we as a community can be of service to them. Some quick housekeeping rules. One is our sessions are always recorded, and we make them available on YouTube after the fact for anybody who might have missed the session and they want to tune in. So when you're introducing yourself, we always remind people to please give your contact information. We also encourage you to please put it in the chat, so that, again, we are here to network, we're here to build bridges and bonds. So I strongly encourage you guys to please put your contact info in the chat so you guys could connect. Now, in this particular case, the group is predominantly English, but the network is completely bilingual. So in normal cases, if we did have French people on the line, we would encourage them to express themselves in the language of their choice. But today we are in an all English space, but the fact is this is our West Coast group. So within the West Coast, it is predominantly English. So we get to take advantage of that. But just saying, for people who are watching, in case you're watching after the fact, feel free, if you are French on the West Coast, you are welcome. And so that's basically what it is. And like I just alluded, what normally happens is we have these sessions 2 times every Tuesday at 7 a.m. To 8:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. That's all Eastern time, so that we could accommodate to our East Coast and West Coast members. I feel there's one more thing I want to say. Language. Oh, well, actually, well, because we're a smaller group, and normally we have about 90 seconds, but amongst us, we are okay to chat freely because it is more going to be a brainstorming session and an opportunity for us to exchange contacts and share opportunities with each other. What to normally expect within the our OFC weeklies is we'll start with a round table with our affiliates. As you guys seen, we shared a couple of the advertisements from the affiliates that are within the network. Once you all become affiliates as well, you'll have that opportunity that even when you're not here, we will play your ads for you. Then we'll open up the floor to have each and every one of you all just to introduce yourselves, let us know who you are, what you're doing, and any challenges that you may be facing. Then I will give you guys some quick updates in terms of what's going on within the community. Then we will go into a quick brainstorming session where we will share some ops that we have going on within the OFC, and we're going to brainstorm in terms of how to help you all expand in your regions and across the nation. And then we will close off with watching a clip from this morning's session where we had Nathan Chantel from Wink, which is our virtual assistant, our official virtual assistant within the OFC. They are currently based out in Ghana and they service our members all over the globe. All right. So with that said, let's dive in. So I want to give the floor to our brother Randy. Blessings, brother. Thank you for being here. Please let us know.
Hey, what's going on, man? I appreciate you having me here, man. I have a show for kids between the ages of 3 and 10. It's called Cujo's Kid Zone. It can be found on YouTube, YouTube Kids, Cadoodle Television, Black Oak TV, Sensical, and Telus Optic. And it's geared towards providing educational content that talks about a variety of different social issues. There's puppetry, there's 2D and 3D animation, and I'd love to connect and network with anybody on the West Coast or on the East Coast that is looking for help with maybe grant writing or looking for help and maybe getting into the industry in terms of content creation or what have you. I myself personally, I'm in the midst of looking for a broadcaster or a distributor to help get the message to the masses. My contact is in the chat below. Thank you for having me. Thanks.
Yes, my brother, I have so much exciting things to talk to you about. I am looking forward to our brainstorming session. We have tons of new opportunities. So definitely stay tuned. All right. Thank you for sharing, and we're glad to have you with us here, my brother. Yes, brother Kevin, greetings. How are things going? And I know you're in the transition mode, so how are things on your end?
Things are good. Things are good. Just staying busy with the day-to-day. Just trying to, pay the bills right now. My name is Kevin Williams. I'm from Calgary. Grew up in Calgary, from Jamaica originally, but learned all my bad habits here. So some good too, of course. We have a handyman business. We meaning myself and my business partner, who is family, and we have tried to have everybody in the family work there at least once. That was my big dream, my big goal was the family work the business and grow the business. So that's what we do. We do small jobs, big jobs, all kinds of anything that your honey wants you to do, and you haven't done it in the last 6 months, we say. So you can just give us a call, and we can help you out with that. It's called 403 Handyman. I'll put all the details in the chat.
Amazing. Thank you, my brother. We're glad to have you with us. And I actually have some ideas for you as well. So I'm definitely looking forward, again, like I said, to the brainstorm. And okay, actually, I'll let Brother Crest go, and then we'll wheel around when it's my turn. Brother Crest, Grand Rising, Blessed King, glad to have you here. Actually, did you put something in the chat? Sorry, I'm not sure if you sent me anything. Brother Crest, you with us? You gonna share with us? Are you able to? Yes, okay, you're in the chat. Are you here just as a guest? Because you're welcome to be as a guest, Brother Crest. I know you might be multitasking, so it's all good if that is the case. Oh, Randy, you shared your contact info with just me. You didn't share it to everybody. Okay, cool. Well, bless. Thank you for being here. So I'll go now. So our brother Crest is here as a guest, but he does have a very poppin' WhatsApp group for anybody who is Garveyite and anybody who is about supporting Garvey and the mission of Garvey and the vision of what Garvey was about. Our brother Crest moderates an amazing group that has tons of people who share similar visions and values. Sometimes it goes a little left, but it's all love. Okay, so my turn. Quick introduction again. You guys already know Farrah Freeman, the founder of the OFC, and we are a community resource. And it's just to remind you guys, if you know anybody who could benefit from this type of community structure, our concept is very simple. Our slogan is think of us first for all your community and your business needs. If you know people who see a value in coming together, want to work together, to want to brainstorm together in order to build a solid foundation for our future generations, invite them to be part of the OFC. Let's get together, let's build. That's really what we do. This is how we've been doing it. We run a network of about 16,000 people. We've been here about 14 years. Glad to be of service to the community and looking forward to more expansion. All right, I have all kind of cool, fun updates and news for you guys. So first off, let's go in order as it came up. So Brother Randy, first of all, have you heard of Native TV?
Sorry, say it again.
Native TV.
No.
It's like saying like native TV. Okay, Native TV. So
Yeah, school me.
they are a Black-owned TV network based here in Quebec, and they just where the CRTC tried to take their license. They brought them to court, and because they are producing a bunch of beautiful Black content. They went to court and they won, and it changed the precedent. It has opened the game for Black content producers to get onto TV here in Quebec. I'm very close with them, actually. I just set up a meeting for somebody else to pitch a show to them. I would love to create the bridge for you, my brother, to get, if we can, I'll push as many doors as I can and introduce as many people as possible. And if we could help to get you on Bell here would be great. I think one thing we would have to look at, and I'm not too sure, that I'll speak to the person who handles their marketing, is that does the show have to be French, or can we just subtitle it? Right, because I'll find out. That's one thing I will find out. But basically I'm going to create that bridge for you. My goal is to be able to connect you with them to see what is possible. That's
Man, I appreciate that. So are they like they have like a broadcasting channel like through like Bell or like CTV or C? That's dope. Okay, cool.
That's
exactly let's definitely have that chat, man. I'd appreciate that. And then in terms of the show being in English, like we can always get like somebody to dub the show to have it like into French. Not a big deal at all.
Yeah, and actually my studio does that. Actually, they do it for video games, they do it for movies and shows.
Oh, cool.
So the guy who does all of it, I don't know if you have somebody on your end, even better if you do, but if not, then I have the resource for you as well if needed. Like this is what he does. So and he's been doing it for years. So that is definitely something we could do for you in terms of bringing in even the voice actors and tout le kit. All right, the whole nine. I'm going to share it in the chat what their network is about. Voila, that is Native TV. All right, but I will create that bridge. If you could just send me what, I don't know if you have like a kit or something you'd normally send to people, or is it just I just send them, forward your YouTube, or you tell me what to send. Let me send it to my contact there to open up the bridge, and then I'll set up the meeting for you.
Well done, man. I have a pitch deck. I have a sizzle reel as well that I can send over to them. And then actually literally last week, we released a documentary on the creation of the show. It's on TELUS Optic right now. Cool. And I can send you you know what, actually, just because it's you, I'm going to send you a link on, it's like a private link, and it's on YouTube. Cool. So like nobody will be able to see it because we're trying to get people to go and see it on TELUS. And that way you can be able to see it for yourself.
Beautiful.
But bear in mind, it's like 150 minutes, bro. So it's
No, but it would be cool to see the behind the scenes of the making of it,
Yeah.
just to see. But I'm gonna guess that's not. I'm assuming that's not what I sent to the exec, because I
No,
don't
no,
think they'd have
that's just
all
for you,
that
man.
time. All right,
Yeah,
good. I
that's for
appreciate
you.
you. Okay, I'll definitely take that in. But I do have an idea, and then this is what I want to run by you. And actually, but let me for Kevin, I wanted to run something by Kevin as well. So Kevin, I had just sent you the contact. I had mentioned to you that there's a person that I know can help to develop you, especially for where you are in the developments and the transition stages of the business. I spoke to him about you already, so he would be expecting your call. You have his contact, and matter of fact, now he will have yours. Hold on. When you reach out, just say you were referred by Farah from the OFC. Now, let me explain to you guys. So we have some announcements, and they impact everybody. So one thing that we're changing within the OFC is we're creating official service providers. So I'll explain what that means. So in the past, we've always had a very large network of business owners and things like that. And when people came to the community and they're looking for a plumber, we would just refer them to the directory or send them all the plumbers that we have within the network and say, here you go, choose. And we did that because the whole idea was just to make it, leave it up to the client to choose whatever plumber or whatever they want to use. Now, there's been pros and cons to that. So the pro is great to be able to have all access to all these resources and to make them available to the community. Great. Now, the con to that is not all the plumbers, using plumbers as an example, not all the plumbers are, let's say, ready to be in business properly. Okay. And this is me just keeping it all positive. Okay. But they're just not in business. They're just not ready for business yet. All right. Or they're doing it, like they're good plumbers, but the customer service might not be there, or their follow-up or attention to detail, or anyways, the point of the matter is, for us to raise the bar like we're doing within the community, it's important that we set certain standards in place to ensure the success of our business owners, and to ensure the growth of our network, and to ensure the longevity, to ensure the brand, all these things we're putting in place. So now, like we had mentioned, you guys had an opportunity to meet Ken, and I hope you guys had a good time with Ken. Ken is our coach, and he's partnered now with the OFC to help us to develop our affiliate business network. Okay, so now affiliate businesses are those who are more partners of the OFC, right? And the partners of the OFC, we put them at the forefront. And then we have our platinum business owners, which is all the other business owners within the network. With this new business model of having official service providers, now the process is going to be just a little bit tighter in terms of how to become an official service provider. But once you are the official service provider, then that's how we introduce you to the community. That's how we gauge. So now once we have the official plumber, for example, 10 people could come to the OFC looking for plumbers. We will always refer this one particular plumber. There's still, let's say, 5 other plumbers within the network, and they're welcome to be there. And when a person asks, hey, I'm looking for a plumber, they're welcome to reach out and introduce themselves and to connect, and they're welcome to promote their services and let people know, hey, I'm a plumber, I'm here. It's just that when people reach out and they come to the OFC specifically and they're saying, hey, hi OFC, we're looking for a plumber, we're only going to be referring that one particular plumber. Okay, and again, it is just because globally their goal is to raise the bar across the bar, and it's for everybody. And the idea with doing this, it does help to tighten up. It helps us to all become more accountable. It helps us to put a little more laser focus on those that we consider the official service providers, because then we could make sure that you guys are getting the proper visibility, make sure you guys are getting the proper support, make sure you guys are getting access to clients, because that's the other thing as well. Becoming all our official service providers also benefit from our sales team. So now we do actually have people on the team that their job is basically to reach out to members on behalf of our affiliates to help to upsell projects and services. And in exchange, we get referral commissions as well when we're able to close deals for members. So it's like you get access to like an internal sales force that we're selling within a community that is already dedicated to supporting the businesses. So it's just like it's a win for everybody who is interested, in everybody who's participating. For you guys out west, you guys have an additional bonus. You guys sitting down? It's gonna be good. So, so I know you're sitting. So it's because you guys are out west and the network is still in the development stages, you guys can benefit from the same kind of structure, but without having to spend the same amount that the people do on the East Coast. So, and just to give you an idea, like the partners spend, it's $500 a year to be a partner, and you provide a referral commission. And then the regular business is 200 for the year. Yeah, that's it, 200 for, and I'm just giving you guys the annuals there, but there are biannual and quarterly or even monthly options depending on the membership level. For you all, in terms of affiliates or business owners out in the West Coast, you guys benefit from the exclusivity or the official title, but for the same cost as the regular platinum people do here on the East Coast. And just for regular business owners, we have a package for you guys on the West Coast where you could join the OFC at no cost, being out in the West Coast, where the regular business owners on the East Coast spend $200 a year. So, and again, this is to help you all to be able to continue to grow. Your networks grow within the community where we could continue to give you guys the support. And then once the West Coast grows, and then, it's all, let's say, balanced. I'm losing my words, but like once it's all balanced, and the network is as robust in the West as it is in the East, because the East is the network's a lot stronger and a lot bigger in the East, and we're developing the network in the West. Once the network in the West is comparable to the East, then we'll standardize the whole thing. But for now, we want to just create as much opportunity for you all coming out from the West Coast as possible, and to support as much as we can. So those were some of my updates and news. Any thoughts, questions, concerns, or comments about anything I've listed just now? No, everything's straightforward. Sweet. Okay. So now with that, then let's go right into the second phase. So now I've just explained to you guys that through the OFC and through the relationship coming from the West Coast, one, you have the option to come in just as a regular business owner at no cost, and we'll arrange that for you, and we can register your business and get you in there. Or you could come in as a partner of the OFC, and it would cost the same platinum fee of $200 for the year. Now, the other benefit is that we would have you guys come in on our radio show and podcast. Again, the idea is to have you guys come in as guests to promote what you're doing, let people know, and it's on the podcast, so it's played everywhere on iTunes, iHeartRadio, right across the board. So that is creating visibility for you guys, and you guys are able to start expanding. Now, Randy, because you have a show that is basically anybody in the world could tune in, you getting on to the platforms and sharing on all the platforms that we have, it will benefit you hands down. For Kevin, for you out in the West Coast, what we would do is we would take the content with you being on the show and just use that to blast it across different social medias, blast it. And again, it's just to create the awareness, but within your demographic. We promote more within the West Coast, because that's, well, obviously, like you're offering a service that's unique to where not unique, but you understand what I mean. It's regional, right? So it's there's no point in us promoting across Canada, because you're offering services within a particular demographic. So that we just target the demographic that you're aiming for, and then we'd help promote that way. Now, again, what I'm really excited about is that, especially with our model now, the goal is to crawl, walk, run, jump, fly, right? And the reason I say that is because we want to ensure that every business in the network, they're getting the support holistically. So they're getting the mental, spiritual, emotional support as well that they need, but then also just the fundamentals for your businesses are being taken care of. So in a sense, literally, Kevin and you and I had discussed, just looking at some potential different options, being able to connect with a coach that you could now go back and forth with, ask questions, especially for where you are in the transition of the business. It'd be great to be able to have a person who specializes in that. When you're ready for growth, we have another coach that specializes in sales. Well, actually, that's Ken. Ken specializes in sales, right? Now, and I'll tell you guys, like I'm sure Ken spoke about it 10 times at least, but I can honestly tell you guys, the fundamentals that I learned from Ken did change my life. Like, hands down, the way I used to operate, the fundamentals that he taught me, literally, it's like it gave me the ability to print money. I could go anywhere and I could make money. I could guarantee you guys what I do right now, it's a struggle. I don't want to say it's a struggle. It's harder to grow this type of thing, but I'm doing it intentionally. I intentionally picked up something that was a challenge, like building community, bringing people together, especially within our community. It's an uphill battle. But I chose this intentionally because everything else was not fun for me anymore. Like, I could just selling a product, I could sell products, I could sell services, I could sell sand in the desert. I could do it. And it was just like, okay, so now I make all this money. Now what? Right. So I was like, no, I want to see something different. I want to see community. I want to see people coming together. I want to see longevity. I want to see legacies. I'm tired of the community. Every time we build something, there's no succession. So it builds and then it just, by the time the person who built it grows up to a certain point, their children don't want to take it over. There's no proper succession plan. They have to close their company and that's it. There's no wealth circulating within the community. Really, what I would love to see is a community that functions in a way like a team. I use the Jewish community example all the time. I don't think it's that complicated to implement that kind of structure within our community. Because all it really takes is a certain level of accountability. It takes trust. It takes communication. It takes an understanding that it's currency and the game is the currency. Like this whole thing on this planet, it's a game. And if we understand that I could spend $100 with Kevin, who could turn around and spend that same $100 with Randy, who could turn around and spend that same $100 with Chris, we all benefit. We all get to do what we needed to do with that same 100, and we keep it circulating around. It's blessing each person within the collective. But what has happened in the past is that because we're not playing the game properly and not providing each other the proper customer service or the proper quality of products and stuff like that, we will maybe go to support a community business once, and then after that we're like, well, I'm not coming back. So it's like, there's no, so that one little $10 that person made once, they're not getting on a repeat. So and then once that person, that restaurant owner makes his money, because he doesn't really care too much about the community, he's spending it right outside the community as soon as he gets it. So then that's it. It came in and came right back out. So our goal is to really be able to create this type of mindset where it's normal for us to break bread with each other, to spend money within each other, to help each other to grow, and to be accountable to each other. I remember listening to a Jewish guy giving a presentation about how the dollar circulates and why it circulates so heavily within the community, the Jewish community. And he explained very simply, it's because of the fact that as a community, they don't want to be embarrassed in front of each other, plain and simple. So they make it a point to provide each other good customer service, good quality products, because they know they're going to run into each other at the synagogue. And they know when they get together, it's going to be like, yo, did you hear what homeboy did? Like, did you hear how like, because it's a community. So they like to keep face. Like he was like, yo, guys, it's not even that complicated. Amongst each other, we're not going to do that because it's going to come up. It's a bad look for us. And this is the kind of standards. It might seem, trivial or just material or however you want to look at it. It could even look petty to some people. I'm down for whatever works, guys. And if it's working within their community, them shaming each other because they provided bad customer service or quality products, maybe it's time we start doing that within the community. Like, I'm very down for us setting standards, creating scorecards, saying, look, I went to this business. It wasn't awesome. Like, right now we're blessed. Because when people go to different services within the ORC, if it's not good, we do get the feedback. People do come to the ORC and like, I did this, I did that. I didn't get the results I was expecting, and we do intervene. But now we're taking a more active approach, a little more aggressive approach, where we're saying, look, if you don't, we're not promoting you. If your business is not there yet, We want to help you. We're going to help to develop you. We're going to help to coach you. We're going to make sure that once we send you a client, you'll be able to retain it. But until then, you're definitely welcome to fish within the network. You're welcome to promote yourself. We want you to promote yourself and to reach out and to network, but we actively won't push you as an official OFC X, Y, or Z. Right. So that's really what it is. And I'm excited for this new change. It's something different. It's something we put into place that we're going to watch the results over the next 36 months. So it's something that I am really, really looking forward to. There was something I just said. Oh, right. Sorry. And it was, I'm closing on this point concerning this particular topic. And it was the point that when we send people clients, right, and this is again something else we realize, is that we're sending people clients, and because, using the plumber example, that plumber wasn't necessarily ready to receive the business, it does not create repeat customers, right? And again, if we're going to establish wealth, you need that person to come back to you, and you need that person to tell a friend. That's how your network grows. That's how your business grows. That's how you generate more revenue. It's not off the one-off sales. And it's so weird when people don't care about how the customer service is with their clients, because the fact that, actually, it's funny. I had this whole conversation with this young man who had a weird attitude when it came to providing proper customer service to people. And I had to remind him that, like the whole idea that it's like, whatever, once the sale is made, the sale is made. Yeah, like the people who do that they aren't necessarily into making money. They're addicted to the hustle. They like the hustle of just pushing the product, whatever be the case. Because if you're actually if you're really serious about making money, you would ensure that the person who has already given you money wants to come back and give you more. So like it's just logical. Like it's a sale. That person gave you money. So what do? You nurture that relationship. You make sure that person wants to come back and do it again. You don't say, yeah, I just made my $10 bun that person. Like that's just dumb. It's like back. It's like
that's something that, yeah, I'm struggling with. Not me per se, but there's no nurturing relationships in for certain people in my organization. So kind of why I want to branch out people.
Well, brother, it could be just also maybe just a lack of training or coaching, like maybe and not being aware, because some people are just like, yo, this is just how I do things. It's like, okay, but again, you have to remember what your goal is. It's fine, that's just how you do things. But if your goal is to make money,
well, was it Ken or somebody? I was listening to somebody that was saying, it's easier to catch flies with honey than
vinegar.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to nurture the relationship. It's all about the relationship. Sometimes they get nerves or whatever the case, but that servicing our community though, one thing I've noticed, that anytime we go to a person of color, our community, they always think it's discount time. Like, if you want to support my business and myself, like you're not gonna do that to the next guy who's from
right.
You're gonna actually pay him extra because it's ridiculous.
No, but you see, and I'm glad you brought that up, because and again, I'm hoping maybe as we are developing in Alberta, there has to be a culture shift within the community. And that's literally what we're trying to put into place, and it's not an overnight thing. Maybe it's Randy's daughter. We see that's really going to benefit from it. But at this point, the goal is to even get the consumers consuming properly. Like it's to change the culture where it's like, we want to spend money. Like people who are part of the OFC, like, again, and we're super blessed because they joined the OFC because they're looking to see, like, how can I support community? how can I, and the fact that we set a standard to it, it's even better for them, because they're like, I want to support community. I'm so tired of dealing with businesses that offer me crap, but I just give them money just because they're Black. Now at least they know that when they're putting money in the community, it's going into a quality business. But on the flip side, the same education that we do for business owners, we do it on the consumer side as well. Just educating them on the value of circulating the dollar, because by enhancing your businesses, you guys are creating the jobs for our next generation coming up, right? You guys are the people who will mentor, who will create the stages, the work opportunities. When our children are coming out of university and not being able to get any kind of real work because they don't know anybody, you guys are the people that it's like, we're going to turn to you guys. So that's why it's such a value to empower you all as business owners, right? So this whole thing of creating this new culture shift, because by us setting that example, empowering you guys, but then you guys showing how you're coming back, and yes, I've been empowered, and now I'm buying a school bag with some school supplies and giving them out, because the fact that the community has blessed me throughout the season. It's time to give back. Now it's like a natural thing where it's like, of course I'm going to continue to bless Kevin, because last season Kevin came back and he sponsored 2 of my tables, bam, so I'm going to continue to make sure he's getting clients throughout the year. Like it's a logical thing, but right now it's like we're lacking that full circle mentality, and that's what we're slowly, no pun intended, but that's what we're slowly trying to integrate into the community. So it's so far so good in the East Coast. Now it's to bring it more on the West Coast and to really marry the two concepts. There was something else you had mentioned and I wanted to touch on it. Being exclusive, being the hold on, wait, and it was for you, Kevin. It was offering the services, diversifying the business model. Now, you are a for-profit. You do handyman service. Have you ever explored becoming a social economy enterprise?
Like a not-for-profit?
Let me explain. Yes, it's technically registered as a non-for-profit. Okay. Now,
I can't do that. Well, we can't explore that with 403 Handyman because it's
right. Yeah, it's a franchise. That I'm aware of. But you, again, I had you in mind when just brainstorming, looking at different things and developing your side of the world, because I don't know how much you're pushing it yet on your side, but we get it heavily here again on the East Coast. The whole concept of social economy. So first off, as a social economy, yes, you are a nonprofit, but you have for-profit activities to finance yourself. So now the reason the government likes this model so much is because we're not going so much to them for handouts anymore. Because now they're saying, you know what, if you guys have things that you could do to make your own money and support your own mission, go ahead. And then when you need grants, you could come and get them. Hey, we're here for you. So what that does, it gives you the best of both worlds. And the reason I bring that up is because in the type of industry that you're in, it's a place where you could mentor youth, you could create employment opportunities for young men and women who are interested. So your cause could be creating these spaces where not spaces, creating opportunity for young youth who want to get into the field. What that does is that also gives you a workforce, but now at the same time, so when you're going out and you're getting clients, they know that, okay, cool, not just am I supporting you guys as handy people, I'm supporting your mission of creating jobs for youth. Now, with that whole thing, you could now also double down and go to the government and be like, yeah, I do this and I make X amount of money, so fine. But I heard you guys have a grant going on for people who are dealing with youth. I deal with youth. I would like that free money too. Thank you very much. So now you're getting and you could create projects. You could say, okay, you know what? Let's do an awareness campaign to let other youth know that we have this going on. We're going to put on a concert at a community center and invite youth to come and hear it. And we need $50,000 to put on the show. We need money to pay all the youth who are doing the work. We need the money to pay it to promotion. We need the money to set up some tables. We're going to sell some vendor tables, blah, blah, blah. I'm just kind of dreaming with you a little bit. The point is, you get
all good. I actually, now you did mention that. I had someone in mind that is mobility challenged now, and was going to try to raise some money to build a ramp for them and get an accessible tub put in their place. So I mean, it definitely goes right lines of what I was thinking. So that's that. I love that. I
So
love
you
that.
see, so now, and even the fact that your spirit leads you there, and you see a person in need, and you want to create that op. Like me, I just threw out the thing like creating opportunities for youth, but that could also, what you just said there is such a beautiful niche. Creating helping accessibility for people with I'm not sure if the term is special needs, but you know, like
Yeah.
people with special needs, differently abled, thank you. That's another beautiful avenue to hit. And again, you're helping to create op, right? So now you're saying, again, this is my mission as your handyman company. You know, we obviously do all the work. We could do this and this, but what our mission is, what's close to our heart, is to be able to create accessibility for people. You do that, it changes you, it puts you in a whole different demographic, and now even people are thinking about you differently. And now you're connecting with, like, you're connecting with homes, you're connecting with people who need the extra support, but they all have networks. So now now they're introducing you to their networks. Anyways, I'm just, but like, I want to just plant that seed with you, just so you could, kind of maybe think outside the box, as I know you're exploring different avenues and different things, because being able to couple the two, where you could go after that government money, so to speak, it's a blessing, especially when you need it, when things are getting tight or whatever be the case. But then you have your regular 9 to 5 that you're doing, and you tie it to a cause, because we're, especially nowadays, we're in a time where people buy up, not now, always, people always buy off of emotion, right? Like so if you're able to hook them with your cause, with what actually, what makes you different than every handyman out there, that will help you to get that, long-term client, that long-term customer, and build that relationship and that bond. All right. Did you any questions, concerns, or comments about that?
No, I'd love to explore it a little more, how to distinguish my my business as a
social economy.
Okay.
All right, so first, so the person that I gave you their contact, you're going to connect with them. I'm going to give him a heads up of what I told you as well, so when he does speak to you, you guys could go down that rabbit hole. And the only reason I say that is just because, like, I would love to, I can try to make myself available, but it's like, I'm terrible. Like, it's like my time is so crazy these days. It's like,
same boat.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but still, but you already know, I'm still also always a voice note away. Okay, that is my best thing. If you ever wanna you need something quick, leave me a voice note. I will leave you back a voice note. We can have conversation for weeks that way. Okay, so now I wanted to take some time to kind of deep dive with you guys a little bit on that, because I felt it was important, and also just to give you guys those nuggets and things to consider. I want to just play a couple of minutes. Like, we're about to wrap up anyways, we're wrapping 5 minutes, so I'll play 5 or 6 minutes of the virtual assistant presentation that happened this morning. It was a great presentation, by the way. And then we're reconvened for next week, but still, I want to hear from you guys throughout the week. I don't know, the idea of you guys becoming actual active members of the OFC, is this something of interest for you guys, like registered members to the OFC? Yeah, I'm asking both of you guys. Sorry, I'm just Chris is just here as a guest. So I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. I would have to see how much time.
And actually, I'm glad you said that. Sorry, and that's something I want to make sure that we understand. The OFC is not one of those community organizations that how do I put this? The only I want to word this right. The only expectations that we have of our members is that you guys are going to carry yourselves in a certain way in terms of individuals within the community. So respect the code of conduct, treat everybody like you want to be treated, but understand that our goal is to help to facilitate for you all. So now it's not, if you don't need, like, if you're good, you don't need anything, then there's nothing, then that you need. if you need support, you need promotion, you need the coaching, you know that you're a part of something. So it's almost like we call it like a life insurance, but a real one, in a sense that if something comes up, you are actually plugged into a network where we can actually support your life for real, right? While you're still alive, right? So that's really what it is. But it's like you don't want to wait till something kicks up and you need something and then come to the community. Hey guys, can I get help? And it's like, sure. And don't get me wrong, we'll always still help you, but it's always better when you've been a member for some time. Like it's just it supports the cause. But also, and just so you know, like that that is the reason why we're also playing with the price structure for the West Coast, just because we know that you guys can't fully benefit from the extent of the network because you guys like there's a lot of things that we do physically, like in Ontario and in Quebec. You know, so the you guys can't benefit from them. Like we have a workshop coming up next week next week Saturday. I don't think you guys can make down for the real estate workshop, and we're giving away $5,000 in that one. That's gonna be crazy. We have a retreat in Quebec, you know, like that you guys can't really benefit from. So these are just little things is why we said we still want to support you all, but lower the cost so it doesn't create so much of a strain. Okay, so just don't. The reason I wanted to reiterate is just so you don't feel like once you join the OFC, it's like, oh, you have to do XYZ. Disclaimer. Once you come in as a partner, there are certain XYZs though. All right, so that is in all transparency. So again, because that is a little bit different, because if we're going to be actively pushing your business, there's certain things that we will be expecting, like coming to the meeting at least once a month. That's important because our goal is going to be to bring clients to this meeting. So if we're bringing them to the meetings and you guys aren't here to sell your business, yeah, it's not cool. It's not fun for anybody, you know. So that's that. But okay, good. So we will I'm gonna play this next 5 minutes and then we will close and then we'll be back next week to touch base. But I would love to see and hear some developments from you guys throughout this week. All right, give me one quick moment. Cue it up good. Play. All around the world. Start. Whoops, I'm not sharing.
Chantal? Yes, thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Yeah, no, we're
super excited. Great day for.
Sorry, guys. There we go. Perfect.
We got a presentation just to simplify things. So yeah, we're super excited. Thank you very much, Pharaoh OFC. We're definitely grateful to be here. Grand Rising, great day. For us, it's afternoon. We are actually live from Ghana, Accra, right? Just making it happen. Super excited to be here and be able to be in business. I think a lot of times when people make these changes, like the fear they have is, can we survive? So more than surviving, we are thriving. Let's go do something special. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, Chantal.
Yes, thank you, Nathan. Thank you. Yeah, no, we're super excited. Great day for everybody. We love hearing everybody's presentations of what they do in business and how they're really helping the community. Right, we're here as business owners to also help the community and to really help to see you guys thrive. Right. So Wink, virtual assistant. We're here to really share our secrets to success. We want to really help you guys to really unleash the power of virtual assistants so that you can really move your businesses to the next level. Yeah. Next slide, Nate. Wonderful. All right. So Nathan and I, just to introduce ourselves, I studied mechanical engineering, aerospace, actually, and Nathan studied economics. And we together went into business together, working in finance and business, training other financial advisors. And one thing that we realized is that, you know, in really building your business, it's not easy to do it alone. Right? As a business owner, it's great to have that support. And the opportunity came to us where we can move out to Ghana, West Africa, and really create a business like Wink, where we are then creating giving that support to other business owners, the support that we were looking for. Right? So this is what we are, and this is what we do right now.
This is it. At the end of the day, kind of give you an idea of what to expect when working with a virtual assistant, or how to really, like, we are virtual assistants unleashed. Okay, we're here to supercharge your business. Give you the fuel you need to get to where you need to go. So first thing we're talking about is win. What is winning to you? Like, why and what is a virtual assistant, right? And then how can we win more by utilizing a virtual assistant, right? What is the secret to success on how to work with a virtual assistant to achieve your goals, and leveraging, right? Ideas on how to better leverage. And we have Win 4. So examples, we can even get interactive if we want to and talk specifically about your own businesses and how you can have a win utilizing a virtual assistant, and how VA works, and how to actually build a business or build an organization utilizing virtual assistant services. So first thing is win. What is necessary, right? What is needed, right? So we all, like, for those who are parents, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm a man, like, we need to do what's necessary to make sure that our wives keep on smiling. See that my wife is smiling over there? Like, we do what's necessary, right? If we have children, I'll do anything for my children. For those of you in business who have blood, sweat, and tears fighting to make sure your business grows, you will do whatever is necessary to make sure your business grows, as long as you keep your values in order. But at the end of the day, you don't have to do it all. You need to do what's necessary, but it doesn't need to be done by you.
That was a nugget. That was a little taste, a little sample of what was. But I'm going to share it within our group. So if you guys do want to watch the rest of the segment about the virtual assistants, you guys will be able to deep dive into that. So with that, my brothers, we will close up our session for this evening. I am always grateful to life, God, our creator, and our ancestors for creating this time for us to be able to get together and build. And I just ask that life just continue to bless each and every one of us, bless our business, that they continue to grow, that they be able to financially sustain ourselves, our families, as well as our community. Hotep, amen, and ashe, my people. Thank you so much for being here this evening, and please invite somebody for next week, and look forward to seeing you guys soon. All right, be in touch.
Thanks, man. Take
My
care.
pleasure. Peace, guys.